confirmed that a centrifuge manufacturing workshop at Iran's Isfahan nuclear site had been hit. In the latest strike amid the Israel's bombing campaign, in a statement, IAEA chief Rafael Grossi has said, and I quote, "A centrifuge manufacturing workshop has been hit in Isfahan and the third such facility that has been targeted in the Israel's attack on Iran's nuclear-related sites over the past week." He further added that there was no nuclear material at the site and therefore the attack on it will have no radiological consequences. Ambassador Anand, at this point of time, this conflict has entered its second week, and do you also look at the timing when the big message by the United States has gone out after earlier on Saturday Israel claimed the killing of the two commanders in Iran's elite Quds force and struck a range of Iranian military as well?
Well, that is one thing we have seen, that Iran and Israel had come into a balancing state. And therefore, Israel by itself was unable to continue this war against Iran because it had not anticipated the Iranian response could be that lethal. And therefore, they went out to America and wanted their intervention. And of course, their joint effort has been that Iran does not acquire a nuclear weapon. But you were mentioning about Rafael Grossi. I say, in my view, this is the Iraq movement. When you don't really have any concrete intelligence, frankly. I mean, when the IAEA chief says himself, Rafael Grossi, that they have not seen any systematic effort to be able to, that Iran could acquire a weapon. His own Director General NIA has been saying so, and he denied everything. I mean, in that case, so that means that he wanted this kind of an escalation to continue, probably peace through strength kind of an idea that he entertains. But Middle East is very different than compared to. You can come and destabilize, and even if there is a regime change, does it guarantee that you are going to have anything better than what you have in Libya or Iraq, for that matter? I mean, these are all things. That's why the world has been asking for dialogue, diplomacy, and some kind of a peace. And there were chances of peace that have been frittered away. Let us see how it plays out. It's very difficult to say if Iran has the capacity and will be able to continue to respond to this aggression by the United States.
Ambassador Anil, thank you very much for being with us on the telecast, and appreciate your comments and rightly put in perspective as well for our broadcast. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Now, Major General Sudhakar ji is joining me this morning, and a big message has come from the United States. Major General Sudhakar ji, Trump has made it clear that Israeli military has done what no other military in the world has done, and praised the great America patriots. How do you react to this? After what much anticipation, this has come, a big statement on, of course, the lines of the expectation. But does Iran in fact stand to defend its territories and the retaliations that it has been making the statements over?
Yeah, Simran, good morning. Thank you for getting me to your show. And as always, one of the finest anchorage one is witnessing from you. And as regards to the question which you were asking, it has got a segment or component which is related to US and Israel. When I say US, means Israel is part of that cahoot. Another component is towards the Iran. And the third is how is it impacting the world. Okay, Middle East in any case is going from bad to worse. So the first and foremost thing, yes, all kudos to Donald Trump and his team. They've done a wonderful job. But the moot question which comes to me as an independent student of geopolitics and geostrategy is that was this military operation based on some specific intelligence? Right since 1992, Simran, it is Netanyahu who has been peddling with a narrative which was never true. The present Supremo, if he has been understood well by the world order of present Supremo of Iran, people may be calling him as a cleric, the leader, or mullah, or whatever. He as a man, he has shown his hands right in 2002, or 2000 rather. They had the capability to make nuclear weapons, but he took a conscious decision that he, as far as a human being, as a leader of this nation is concerned, he did not want his country to go in for something which is disastrous for the mankind. They did not go in for the nuclear weapon. And that is what Tulsi Gabbard has been saying time and again. Now she has been sidelined. The director of intelligence, she has been sidelined. If there is no truth, or in military science it is called causal belli, if there is the primary cause of the war is not established, does such kind of offensive justify the action? That is what the moot question is. Shouldn't world actually ask what happens? They might have actually pounded for the huge quantum of explosives. What happens if there is radiation? And the Middle East and Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India faces the brunt of it because we are always receiving the westerly direction of wind is west, and the radiation will always come and impact the Indian, at least the western states. So what happens? So there are consequences of everything. So my response to your question is that Iran has been underestimated. It has been misunderstood. Firstly, there is no truth. The chief of IAEA, he has gone public in saying that Iran does not have nuclear weapons, nor is it inching forward towards nuclear weapons. All other issues are misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Even if they have a nuclear weapon, is diplomacy and dialogue a kind of a foregone departure in 21st century where we are looking for liberal-based international order, some kind of international good order and discipline? Why should we foreclose that option? Why did Donald Trump withdraw from JCPOA in 2018 when everything was moving in a hunky-dory, in a very scientific, technical, graduated manner, in a diplomatic, professional manner? So therefore, these are the questions coming. So it takes you back to the domestic constituency. Donald Trump is a businessman. He's come back to power 2.0. His objective is to make America great again. He had given a commitment to his constituency during elections that come what may, within 24 hours, you will bring the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine to a stop or seizure. Has that ceasefire taken place? Has the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel taken place? The man has not been able to achieve anything. He has gone in for Panama Canal, gone in for Greenland, gone in for most of other issues, and tariff war. Has anything given any progressive product? Today, the biggest challenge in America is the debt, $36 trillion debt, and deficiency of processing, production, mining capability as far as the rare earth element. China has got hands down dominance over all these, and China's trade balance is well known to everyone. America is teetering in problems. So today he is actually looking for some limelight, some success signal where he can thump his chest and say, yes, I have done a great job. He's done a great job. But is America prepared for the consequences? Today, I am convinced that Iran is not going to take its life.
Well, if we speak about consequences, Major General Sudhakar ji, in fact, this is what the big question remains. As I speak about the developments which we are tracking very closely from Iran as well, Iran-backed Houthis have said Trump must bear the consequences, as you have rightly put it out and put this in perspective, for these strikes on Iran. Houthi rebels, for context of my viewers, began attacking the ships in the Red Sea in the November 2023. At first, they targeted the vessels with links to Israel in the reaction to the war in Gaza. From that's where it all started, and later the US warships in the region, they became Houthi targets, and after they intervened to protect the Red Sea shipping. The US then retaliated and came in with a series of strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen that continued into the spring of this year. Now the big question, Major General Sudhakar ji, after this brief understanding of these developments over the past years has been that what is going to be Iran's next step?
Can I respond to your question, or you have something more to add in your question?
No, it's for you.
Okay. I would like to respond to your question that in a situation as obtaining on the ground today, there is a spectrum, time spectrum of short-term, medium-term, long-term, I'm a military man, so hence I'll talk as the military parlance is concerned. If I were in the place of the leadership of Iran, I would always apply myself, keep cool, remain composed, give a tactical pause, think through all options. So that short term of 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, 1 month would go like this. There is no need to respond or retribute in a jiffy. Think through, because everything that Iran does now will actually buy or bounce back with a retribution. Is Iran prepared today? The air defense is almost zilch. I'm aware of the fact that Russian radars have been installed. I'm aware of the fact that there is a build-up of supply chain of Chinese missile systems which have the capability of ICBM, 12,000 to 15,000 kilometers. I am also aware of the fact that hypersonic missiles have been transported from China to Iran. I am also aware of the fact that there are about 3,000 drones, very kamikaze type drones, which have been transported from Russia. I don't know how and where Russia has manufactured these. These are questions which will be answered later. But there are also 2 spy ships of China which have docked in Persian Gulf in past 48 hours. There are 5 ship cargoes which have actually are there in the Persian Gulf. They are carrying military hardware from Iran. So such like issues. You see, Iran as of today, within short term, is unlikely or should not respond. It should take a mid-term to long-term course of action. It should be planned out in a manner that is able to deliver the right message with the deserving impact. And that actually gives you a range of options. One of the options, which is a dangerous option, is any target in US mainland itself could become a viable target for Iran's hypersonic missiles and the ICBMs, which they have recently been equipped with. It could be anything, a capital, it could be a commercial building, it could be some center of excellence which has got the military nerve center, command, control, communication, coordination, or computer, or surveillance capability. It could be anything of that kind. So this is one. Second thing is Israel. When I talk about America, Israel also falls in the same ambit. Israel is going to be decimated because people don't know. We are underestimating the capability of Iran. I'm afraid I must bring it out that the best of agencies in the world today, Jen's Weapons as also SIPRI, they may not have the accurate data available as far as the military inventory is concerned in Iran. We have heard about the hypersonic missile Variety 1. The Variety 2 is yet to be applied. So once that is applied, it is likely to raise everything to ground in Tel Aviv, in Jerusalem, in every... How big is Israel? It's just about 400 kilometers by 150 kilometers. And the population centers have a high density population. And the military installations are actually, straddled along. So therefore, there are far and few places. There are very limited open spaces. Iran, in my opinion, is going to target very selected kind of a precision engagement of targets, repeating or defying the Iron Dome. Effectively, Iron Dome in any case has become defunct because of the effective use of hypersonic missiles. Last but not the least, the Mossad is claiming lots of victorious, achievements and milestones. Do not undermine the capability of the intelligence agency of Iran. Yes, they are not as good, but they are not bad. The IRGC, which is supposed to be the central component, coordinating all the resources, armed forces resources, including army, and also providing layered security and safety to the Supremo, has got the capability to penetrate into Israel, which they have done effectively. There is a viable intelligence network which is flowing. They are giving very accurate intelligence. Without accurate intelligence, without pinpointed 9-point or 10-point GPS bearing, such missiles cannot be fed with such matter and cannot hit the targets. So therefore, the network within the Israel is already compromised. This battle or the war will carry on till such time all the stakeholders, they sit down. Just take the example of Iran and Iraq. The war lasted for 10 years. Started from 80, went to I think 88 or so. It finished until the UN intervened. And it was, neither side was actually a victor. Both of them, it was a stalemated situation. So similarly, So I am fearing one thing which is very dangerous. Iran is a Shia-dominated society, and there is a contestation between Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. Just to achieve the supreme authority and position in the Muslim Ummah. They want to achieve. Each one is fighting, contesting to achieve that particular pyramid, apex level of pyramid. Okay, and claim that they are the authority, they are the supremo in the Muslim world. So, it being a Shia-dominated, they are giving a loud message to the Sunni-dominated society of Saudi Arabia and Turkey that you are Sunni, but you have not been able to defend the cause of Palestine. Despite being Shia-dominated, they are still extending support to Hamas for the larger cause of Palestine, which Netanyahu and American society, through that particular document, which I often keep referring to, Clean Break. Clean Break says the sum and substance of Clean Break is, on the face of Middle East, there is no place for Palestine.
Well, all right,
That is
Major
what
General
those-
Sudha.